lot to get to this half hour, including the president's first State of the Union speech.
But first up, let's get straight over to Cheetah Craft with a look at your forecast.
Hey, good morning, guys. We are chilly this morning. You need to grab those coats. It doesn't matter if you're waking up north of town, south of town. Temperatures, though, below the freezing point in Conroe. We are close to hitting that even in Cleveland. So even if you're waking up in Tomball or the Woodlands just north of town, know that you may see some frost on the ground. In town, upper 30s to low 40s. That takes you even south of town. So bottom line, clear skies expected this morning. Clear skies throughout the day. Gorgeous later today, 60 degrees and sunny. Now this evening, we will get cool again, but good news, Jarvie. I know you wanted to check out that super blue blood moon, and that the viewing conditions will be perfect. Clear skies overnight.
Oh, that'll be cool. I will enjoy watching that tomorrow because that is a very, very, very rare event. So looking forward to it. All right, let's get you out the door. Here's what you need to know. 146 northbound Shore Acres. There is an accident working. Traffic's backing up to before Port Boulevard heading northbound. Southbound, you're not affected, only northbound. 225 inbound Scarborough. Still have a little fender bender here on the right shoulder, but rubbernecking's causing you about a 5-minute delay to get through there. Earlier problems on I-45, the North Freeway, long since cleared, but leaving you slow and go. 49 minutes from 1488 into downtown.
Not too bad. All right, Darby, thank you. Tonight, President Trump will give his first State of the Union address. The White House says his speech will stress bipartisanship and will have a positive tone. This morning, we're asking you, what's the most important thing you'd like the president to address in that speech? You can vote now in our live poll. You can choose DACA and immigration, the economy and jobs, or health care. While you do that, let's check in with Henna Doba live in Washington, D.C. with more on tonight's address. Henna, good morning.
Good morning, Lisa. We have learned that President Trump has been working on the speech for weeks. He made some revisions as recently as last night. Now, the White House says one thing we don't expect him to address tonight is the Russian investigation, but we can expect him to take credit for the soaring economy. President Trump, when asked yesterday about his first State of the Union address, said to reporters and cameras, quote, "I hope you like it."
We worked on it hard, cover a lot of territory, including our great success with the markets and with the tax cut.
While most Democrats in Congress are expected to attend the speech tonight, there is a growing list of those who say instead they're going to boycott.
I cannot normalize and act as if this is the new normal of today with this president.
Among the talking points we are expecting, a promise of improved trade deals, a $1.7 trillion plan to revitalize infrastructure, and a request to Congress for $25 billion to construct a border wall with Mexico. In exchange, he'll offer a deal on DACA by paving the way towards citizenship for 1.8 million young undocumented immigrants. Now, the Democratic response to the address will be given by Massachusetts Representative Joe Kennedy III. He is the grandson of the late Robert Kennedy, the U.S. Attorney General, and of course, New York Senator, and great-nephew of late President Kennedy. Back to you.
We'll all be watching Henna Doba live for us this morning. Thank you. You can watch the State of the Union address right here on KHOU 11 starting at 8 o'clock. We'll also stream it live on Facebook and at KHOU.com. And be sure to join us right here tomorrow morning to break down everything the president had to say.
It is 6:34, time for your morning rush, and the White House has released its Putin list, naming more than 200 Russian politicians and business leaders close to President Vladimir Putin. This is not a sanctions list, although some people on it have already been punished for meddling in the U.S. election back in 2016. The number 2 man at the FBI has resigned. Deputy Director Andrew McCabe planned to retire in March anyway and will stay on the payroll until then. He's been accused of bias during the Russia investigation. President Trump says he had nothing to do with that resignation. The brother of a kidnapping victim killed in a botched FBI raid is now fighting for custody of his 12-year-old nephew. Ernesto Valladares lived with his brother Ulysses, but was not home during the kidnapping. The boy is now in CPS custody, but the family wants him returned. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton says he will fight a federal judge who blocked Texas from requiring abortion clinics to bury or cremate fetal remains. This was part of an anti-abortion law that Governor Abbott signed last year. It was supposed to take effect this Thursday, 2 days from now. The Centers for Disease Control says we're seeing the worst flu season in nearly a decade. It hasn't been this bad since the swine flu outbreak. At least 37 kids have died across the country. Doctors are recommending that everybody get a flu shot.
Time right now, 6:35. A local mom is suing Klein ISD, where she says her daughter was bullied for years and insists the district did nothing about it. The story ignited a conversation online about who's responsible for bullying on campus. Brandy Smith joins us now with more on the story. Brandy?
Lisa, the lawsuit alleges a boy picked on a young girl from 3rd grade until 8th grade, calling her names, even pushing her to the ground. When we posted about this on Facebook, a lot of people asked, who should be held responsible, the school or the bullied? So that was the question we posed to you earlier. 66% of you say both.
When they would make her cry, they would high-five each other. Like, yes, we did it. We made her cry. He pushed her down. He went by and would slam her head into a wall.
This spring, mother asked that we not identify her to protect her daughter from any more harassment. After 6 years of bullying, the mom says she pulled her 14-year-old out of school because Klein ISD did nothing to help.
I went to the school all the time. I talked to teachers, I talked to the counselor, I talked to the principals, and then I even went to the district level and talked to people there. And it was still not doing anything.
That's why she says she filed a lawsuit against the district.
The school knew that this was going on and they didn't respond appropriately. They broke the law.
Klein ISD released this statement saying it found no evidence the girl was bullied. The district also says it has several programs in place to prevent bullying. On Facebook, you guys expressed some pretty strong feelings about this, and these are just a few of them. We want to show you Christy, who says bullying is a form of harassment. She says, press charges. Marilyn says she hopes that the family wins. Schools need to be held accountable when they're told about this instead of doing nothing. But Jan points out, I'd like to see the bully held accountable also. He's most likely bullying other students as well. And we wrap up with Liz, who says, wrong person's being sued. The parents of the bullies should be the ones to pay up for raising bullies and allowing it. And that's kind of a controversial response. I think a lot of parents, myself included, you know, you have a child who might misbehave at school, and until you're told, until the teachers tell you, they can act like a little angel at home, but they can go to school and misbehave. You got to be told.
Well, and the district says this didn't happen. I wonder if it's what the definition of bullying is from the parents' point of view and from the district's point of view, because both of them cannot be right here, right?
Yeah, we'll have to
or it didn't.
see how this lawsuit plays out and what kind of changes the family is hoping it leads to changes in the district policy.
Yeah, sounds like something happened there. Okay, thank you, Brandy.
All right, 6:38 the time right now. Cheetah, let's get over to you. A cold start to our Tuesday morning here.
Clear skies, chilly temperatures this morning, and with the clear skies, you know, that we did see yesterday, and we will see this afternoon, this pollen count is probably even going to get higher. So the cedar pollen is at heavy levels. Your grass and ragweed not popping up as of yet, but I would give it a couple days and I think it will. Mold spores at moderate levels, probably because of some of the rain this past weekend. Now temperatures, let me prepare you to grab that big coat. We're down to 31 in Conroe, 33 in Cleveland, 32 this morning in Huntsville. So north of town, right at or maybe even just a hair below the freezing point. In town, upper 30s to low 40s. That takes you even south of town this morning as well. So everyone's starting off below average with our overnight lows. This afternoon will actually still be below average as well, but not bad. 60 degrees, lots of sunshine, low humidity. Today, tomorrow, we start to see some changes. We'll detail out our next rain chances coming up next. Good morning, Darby.
Good morning, Cheetah Craft. All right, out the door, still a couple things you need to know about. One's going to be an accident, 146 northbound at south of Warden Williams at Shore Acres, and the backup is back to before Port Boulevard. So just be ready if you're coming up from Kima trying to get up towards 225. It's a slow track. 225 itself inbound Scarborough. Accident still on the shoulder causing rubber decking delays, backing you up to before passing the Boulevard, but only costing about a 5-minute delay. Take a look at our Houston Transtar shot. I-10 the Katy Freeway here at Mason Road. And you can see you're really starting to brake lights here as you come off the tollway approaching Mason Road. Stay slow in spots all the way into Derry Ashford. So rush hour is definitely on. You're 37 minutes though from Pin Oak Drive to downtown, so it could be a lot worse. 34 minutes on Highway 290 from the Grand Parkway into 610. Start looking for brake lights as you approach Telge, and even 249 building as you approach 1960, trying to make your way in towards the Beltway. Now let's go to our chopper.
Now a live look from KHOU 11 News Eye in the Sky.
And our chopper's heading southbound on 610, just came over the Ship Channel Bridge heading down towards 225. I see a lot of taillights, not a lot of brake lights. Should be less than a 10-minute ride both ways between 45 and I-10.
Looking kind of rough in spots this morning, Darby. Thank you.
It's 6:40. I think this is the head scratcher of the day, isn't it? A lot of people are talking about it too. Tom Brady responding to an insult, not directed at him, A Boston radio host thought it would be okay to criticize Brady's 5-year-old daughter.
Doug Deloney is here to explain what went down. Good morning, Doug.
Hey there, good morning, guys. This all started Friday when a host on WEEI Sports Radio called Brady's 5-year-old daughter an insulting name and, quote, annoying. But it all blew up yesterday morning when Brady cut his weekly interview with 2 other hosts on the same station short, saying he was disappointed by the comments. He spoke about the ordeal at the Super Bowl media night, saying kids are just off limits.
You know, I've never stayed away from criticism. I understand that, you know, criticism is part of sports, but I certainly don't think that, you know, my children or any other children, you know, really deserve to be in that. So.
The host who insulted Brady's daughter, by the way, he's been suspended. The quarterback says he hopes the guy does not lose his job, but he may reconsider any future interviews with the station. So for now, he just wants to focus on the Super Bowl, right? He's got a kind of a big game coming up. Take a look, though, on our Facebook page. Orlando, everyone agrees on this. Orlando says, how dare that guy speak so horribly about a little girl. Greta says, it doesn't matter what the parent's job is, whether you're an NFL superstar, whether you're a teacher, every child should be off limits. And Jalita says, that person is lucky they didn't get punched in the face. If it was an on-set interview, who knows? Maybe Tom Brady would have done so. But he seems like a pretty cool guy. He's pretty calm about it.
Yeah.
And I got to hand it to him for saying he hopes the guy doesn't get fired. Because if that was my kids, I don't have kids, but I would feel like I'd be extremely upset.